Residents in Harlan Township believe a very small tornado came through, causing damage to a barn, a dog kennel, and some trees. Fortunately, however, no reports of any injuries.
Continuing our team coverage, 9 News reporter Jay Warren is live in Harlan Township with more on the cleanup. Jay?
Well, Julie, we are standing on the Easterly farm here in Harlan Township. Over my shoulder, a barn that suffered the most damage. You're going to see some pictures of that in a moment. But first, I want to introduce you to Barbara Davenport. Barbara, if you could just stand right here. You're a neighbor here. You live a quarter of a mile down the way. What did you see when you looked out your French doors?
Well, at first it was calm and just noticing the clouds, and there were no warnings on the TV. And then all of a sudden it started to rain very, very hard. And as soon as the rain quieted down, the telephone rang, and it was my granddaughter, and was concerned about the storm. And I looked out my French doors, and it was like the movies that we've seen in the theaters of tornadoes. There was flying debris, there were 2x4s, there was roofing, tree branches everywhere, and nothing like I'd ever seen before. It was really an unreal situation.
And then you went to the back of the house and took cover.
And I went to the cedar. I have a walk-in cedar closet and took cover. By the time I got there, the storm had passed.
Barbara, we're so glad you're okay, and thank you for sharing that. And what we'd like to do now is introduce you to Sandy Easterly, who was inside that barn moments before the storm hit.
I had just went in the house. I was in the barn feeding, and it poured the rain, and it finally stopped, and I thought, I gotta get in before it starts again. Just made it in there when it started. We heard it sound like a freight train.
Of all the property damage, this one is the most serious. This barn on the Easterly farm, 22 animals were inside here, 18 sheep and 4 cattle, none of them fortunately injured, though very, very frightened as a result of this storm that came through. The roof, as you can see, came in, and what we're told is that this barn will have to come down. What hits you right here when you see all that?
Well, this was, my husband had this built, and it hurt my daughter really bad because her dad's barn's gone.
Yeah. Is your husband still with us?
No,
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
but all she could think was, the animals. And when we come out and we saw they were okay.
Okay, but certainly frightened. Our cameras were there as the last of the cows were being loaded onto the trailer to be taken away while the cleanup continues. And again, fortunately, nobody hurt as a result of the storm that came through here. We can tell you that the Harlan Township Fire Chief, he'll be back out here tomorrow morning to survey the damage during the daylight. We can also tell you that the Emergency Management Director in Clinton County has told us that in Clarksville, about 20 to 25 homes suffered some minor damage there. So very important that we'll show you those pictures hopefully tomorrow. You need to stay with 9 News and WCPO.com for the latest on all of these developing events. Julie and Clyde, will send it back to you.
All right, Jay, thanks for the good hustle tonight. Looks like those animals were a little skittish, but glad nobody hurt. Great.